Hey guys, it's Emma Vigling with TYT Politics. The Clinton people are at it again, the Clintonites. Robbie Mook, he was the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, is getting paid by these speaking agencies, or they are acting as a liaison for Robbie Mook to go and speak to corporations. Corporations pay the speaking agency, and then they pay Robbie Mook. So it's a great, lovely, chummy relationship that they have. Why anyone is even listening to Robbie Mook is beyond me, but let me get to the story. So the agency accidentally put the listing for Robbie Mook and Corey Lewandowski, who were supposed to be speaking together. You know what? I kind of get Corey Lewandowski a little bit more than Robbie Mook because his candidate won. So there you go. Corey Lewandowski, maybe, yeah, you can get a paid speech. Why is anyone listening to Robbie Mook? The Washington speaking agency, leading authorities, deleted marketing material from its website on Wednesday morning that advertised joint paid appearances featuring Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's respective campaign managers. The webpage, removed following a report late Tuesday by BuzzFeed News, pitched Clinton's Robbie Mook and Trump's Corey Lewandowski as an entertaining pair sure to keep any audience engaged, offering a future-focused look at why Trump won. A spokesperson for the firm, Matt Jones, said the marketing material was generated by our team, not Mook or Lewandowski. We're removing it, they said. There has been great interest in both Corey and Robbie individually, but we want to be clear that they have not teamed up, he said. This was solely our team's idea. Okay, so they're very concerned about the fact that people are appearing, or people believe that Robbie Mook and Corey Lewandowski are working together. That's not really my concern. My concern is about the corporate cash, but I'll get to that later. Mook and Lewandowski are still slated to give their own speeches through the firm. The paid speech roadshow typically takes speakers to corporate gatherings, trade conferences, and universities. The contracts can deliver tens of thousands of dollars for each speech, and hundreds of thousands for names like Bill and Hillary Clinton. Oh, I missed you guys. I love talking about your paid speeches. Mook, the 37-year-old who managed Hillary Clinton's campaign, is a career field organizer, new to the world of speech and television contracts that have helped make well-paid public figures out of operatives fresh from campaigns or the White House. You know, usually people get a lot of money fresh off of campaigns when they won. You lost to the most unpopular candidate in history. So, I don't think that you get to have a paid speech, buddy. Why would anyone want to pay tens of thousands of dollars to listen to him is beyond me, except if there's an ulterior motive, and of course, there always is, with all of this corporate cash pouring in. So speaking agencies, again, are these liaisons between corporations and those individuals, former CEOs. I know Continental's CEO likes to speak a lot. You know, the CEOs of these big corporations that go to tell other corporations how to run their businesses. Sometimes it's for the merit of their speech, but the money that they're paying is so disproportionate to the speech that there's got to be something more behind it, as you guys know. So who are these people that go through these speaking agencies? Very interesting. So obviously Robbie Mook and Corey Lewandowski are the latest celebrities to go through these speaking agencies. Forbes put together an interesting article back in 2008, and you'll see some very familiar names in this article. By the measure of history, a list of the greatest speakers includes names like Lincoln, King, and Churchill. But measured with cash and other names like Trump, Blair, and Reagan rise to the top. Their fame, charisma, and rock star appeal has enabled them to pull in more than $250,000 per speech and propelled them to the top of our list of the most expensive speeches. So this article is stupid, but I love that Tony Blair has a real rock star appeal. Mick Jagger, Tony Blair, you know, Ozzy Osbourne, he maybe has them beaten out, but Tony Blair, he's just as sexy. He's really... Ozzy Osbourne isn't sexy. I digress. An examination of the highest speaking fees ever paid puts Donald Trump on top with the staggering $1.5 million the Learning Annex paid him for each speech he delivered at the company's Real Estate Wealth Expos in 2006 and 2007, more than what was earned from addresses by former U.S. President Ronald Reagan and former British Prime Minister Tony Blair. Still, when it comes to ranking the dough at the lectern, former U.S. President Bill Clinton dominates the list. Despite falling short of the $1 million per speech mark, oh, God forbid, He remains one of the most popular top-tier speakers around, commanding up to $450,000 for his oratory skills. Again, this article assumes that the hundreds of thousands of dollars that Bill Clinton is making is simply for his oratory skills. Same with the $1.5 million that Donald Trump was paid by the Learning Annex. I'm sure they're learning bigly from Donald Trump. Why pay such large sums of money to hear someone speak? I don't know, Forbes. Company meetings, industry conventions, and educational seminars can be ho-hum affairs. Few things can inject a jolt of excitement or draw a paying crowd quite like a famous speaker or someone with a compelling story to tell. You know, when I want a jolt of excitement, I think Tony Blair. Just like Bill Zanker, founder and president of the Learning Annex, Zanker hired Trump in 2005 to speak at 3 real estate investing seminars for $1 million a pop. Those went so well that the company proceeded to hire the Donald for another 17 seminars in 2006 and 2007 for $1.5 million each. Zanker claims that he's turned a profit on every event where admission prices top out around $500. He also co-authored Trump's 2007 book, Think Big and Kick Ass in Business and Life. He's worth every penny, Zanker says. I've been doing this for 30 years. There's no better business speaker than Donald Trump. He attracts the biggest crowds in the world. So Trump is just a business speaker for the star power. Did it have anything to do with the fact that you had a book deal with him, Bill Zanker? That you just gave him millions of dollars in this short period of time, 2006 and 2007, because you had a book deal coming up with him. Look, I went into this article researching this story, not thinking I was going to see Donald Trump's name on here. But lo and behold, the top people that are getting paid the most through these speaking agencies were back, 8 years ago or whatever when this article was written, are Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. Like, it just doesn't get any easier, honestly. Never underestimate the attraction of star power. A prime example, former President Bill Clinton. Clinton generated $10.2 million in speaking fees in 2006, the most recent year for which public records are available. We obviously know the speaking fees for Hillary Clinton. They were played out significantly in the primary, but for politicians, Bill Clinton's star power is worth $10.2 million. Did Robbie Mook have the star power to warrant tens of thousands of dollars being paid to him through a speaking agency? You can be the dumbest person in the world and still call BS on that. It's so obvious. So, Robbie Mook, political figure known by approximately 5% of the population and by the 5% of the population that he is known by for being a failed campaign manager for a horrible candidate that only cared about doing fundraisers with millionaires and billionaires and taking corporate cash, and lost to Donald Trump, a reality show star, who, by the way, the American people don't agree with him on things ideologically. Like, the country's more progressive than Donald Trump's purported positions in both the primary and the general election. So Robbie Mook was able to lose that election to Donald Trump, but his star power constitutes and makes him able to make tens of thousands of dollars in speaking fees. Blows my mind. So, no. The simple answer is that corporations are not paying Robbie Mook for his star power. They weren't paying Donald Trump for his star power. They weren't paying Bill and Hillary Clinton and soon Barack Obama and Ronald Reagan and Tony Blair, as cited in this article, for their star power. No! They want to curry favor with them. Isn't it obvious? Yet everyone in Washington, I hear no evil, I see no evil, I speak no evil. We are saintly, and none of this corporate money and none of these speaking fees affects our positions at all. Of course not. So, Robbie Mook, what this article says to me is that they're anticipating that he's going to be on a campaign for someone in 2020. Maybe Cory Booker. Another corporatist candidate that Robbie Mook can get behind. So, they can the corporations can hide their money through a third party, like a speaking agency, and Robbie Mook can get paid and curry favor, again, with the candidate that he's going to be representing in a few years. So, and here's the other thing that kills me about this is, the people that saw Donald Trump as an outsider, the guy was doing speeches and getting paid for speeches through similar agencies as Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. These candidates were two oligarchs running for the head of an oligarchy. And Donald Trump pretended like he was some outsider. Dear Lord. The guy was making millions of dollars. What's the point? $1.5 million. They were getting paid by the same goddamn people for their star power. And you wonder, and the people in Washington wonder, why people are so hateful about politicians and were so disenchanted by this election. They're all getting paid in this massive revolving door. So, apparently, Corey Lewandowski and Robbie Mook have the star power, akin to Brad Pitt, to get tens of thousands of dollars to just speak to corporations. I'm sure that's what that's about.